This is our 2023 MotorTrend SUV of the year, the 320 horsepower dual motor Hyundai Ioniq 5. This is the 641 horsepower Ioniq 5N. This is the kind of car that makes you fall in love with driving all over again. Yes, your ears do not deceive you, this really is an EV. The Ioniq 5N is by no means an Ioniq 5 with a software remap. New exterior features include a redesigned front grille with active flaps and air curtains, and at the back, we've got a new rear spoiler, rear bumper and diffuser. Overall, the N is 2 inches wider than the standard 5 and sits on 21-inch forged wheels. With details like the checkered flag racing-inspired reflectors, triangle high brake light and luminous lower trim line, the N leaves no mistake what it's designed to do. Go racing. Woohoo! But don't be fooled, this is still a road car. In fact, with a whopping 641 horsepower from its uprated 84 kilowatt-hour battery, the 5N is the most powerful Hyundai production vehicle ever made. Wow! Feel that! But this isn't just a numbers exercise, this is not a pure lap time car. This is about making a car fun to drive. This is about making an EV feel like a car again. That is spectacular! Hyundai have mapped the power of their dual motors to replicate the curve of a combustion engine with DCT-like shifts included. They have also developed N-pedal, which uses the regen aspect of the braking system to throw the car forward, replicating the weight transfer of a combustion race car. But it isn't all electronic trickery. This car also features a mechanical rear limited slip differential. What we've got active here in the Ioniq 5N are two things which Hyundai are very proud of. We've got Hyundai's NE shift, which, with the use of these paddle shifters on either side of the wheel, aims to replicate the feeling of what it's like to shift a combustion engined car. That means that when you change gear, you get a little kick in the back of the pants there, jolt forward as the weight transfers toward the front of the car, replicating what it's like to engage the clutch, find the next gear. God, it's got grip forever. Oh, it's got grip. Wow! The way the torque vectoring's pushing you out of the corner. Of course, Hyundai worked hard to perfect their rally-inspired all-wheel drive turning. They wanted the car to have the same feeling as those amazing Hyundai rally cars. That doesn't mean to say that all the Hyundai engineers have done is unlock a bit more power and upload a little soundtrack. No. They have done pretty much everything they could to make this vehicle dynamically superior, not only to the regular Ioniq 5, but to everything else out there. For example, the suspension at the front, the geometry is identical. However, every single piece of suspension componentry is revised for 5N. We are again, 7 and 8. We brake, we turn. I turn a little bit early there. Off the edge of the world and down. Yeah. That's a tricky corner after the complexity of corkscrew. You could be forgiven for turning off for a second. Another interesting feature is N-Grin Boost, a push-to-pass boost mode. Ordinarily, the car runs with 601 of its available horsepower, but hit the N-Grin Boost button and you unlock that additional 40 horsepower for an up to 10-second boost. Let's try the boost. We're in manual mode, second, third, boost, noise changes. We just press it. Wow. Oh, it's so good. I can't believe that this EV is giving me that little push in the back. Oh, it's great. Turning's pretty good. I mean, look, it's still an SUV, but they have worked wonders on making this thing feel dynamically tight. I'm using and abusing it, and it's just rewarding me time after time. And then the other thing which we've got active, which you can probably hear, is Hyundai's Sound Plus, which again aims to replicate for the driver The feeling of being in a combustion engine car, can you hear it? This is an EV. I have to keep reminding myself. What a mesmeric experience it is to be hooning around in a 4,800-pound electric SUV, which sounds incredible. One of Hyundai's big focuses really was that this shouldn't be a one-lap wonder. This shouldn't be the kind of car that goes off the boil after a lap. This car should be able to sustain 2 full-speed laps of the Nordschleife Nürburgring. And you know what? They did it. Some 4,861 pounds this car weighs, but now it doesn't feel like it. This is the kind of car that reassures you about the future of motoring. This is the car Hyundai hopes is going to set the benchmark. In their eyes, there hasn't been a true performance EV yet. And they think this is the first. Hyundai set out to make an EV with feeling, but what they've done is far better. They've managed to make a car which has all the great feel of a performance car. Oh, feel that! Which then just happens to also be an EV. The Ioniq 5N. Not just a pretty face, not just an EV with a bit of extra power unlocked. A race car for the road. A track day goer's paradise. And with a slightly bigger battery than the regular Ioniq 5 and Hyundai's fast charging, which can take the car from 10% to 80% in just 18 minutes. It seems as though Hyundai have also got the EV part of this performance EV figured out. I'm not seeing a downside here. This is the car that should ease those concerns that people have. How EVs mean the end of the road for enthusiasts. The 5N costs $66,100. That's around $9,000 more than the standard Ioniq 5 limited all-wheel drive. And you know what? It is so worth it. Performance EV benchmark set.